We are getting a break from the snow, thankfully. Not the cold, though. We could be seeing and feeling single-digit temperatures. Thanks for joining us at 4 o'clock. Burr is right. I'm Dustin Grove.
And I'm Felicia Lawrence. And as you can see, your words are already just flustered.
It's cold.
Cold is coming. Angela Buckman is tracking all of this for us. She joins us now, and we are embracing winter season.
At least the clouds are still here, kind of keeping it from getting even worse.
You know, I'm a sunny kind of person, but I was really thankful for the clouds overnight. It kept temperatures in the teens. Can't promise that's the case the next couple of mornings. So we're going to go single digits and they're near zero the next couple of mornings. So let's get you caught up on where we are right now. Snow covered, but no significant snow falling. Have there been a few flurries out there today? Yes, under some of the thicker clouds, and it's in the 20s. We have 26 degrees in Carmel, 26 Noblesville, 25 Morris Reservoir, 25 in Bunker Hill, and you can see that low cloud deck. And from time to time, we have had a few flurries. Nothing significant in terms of snow. Wind chills in the teens. It feels like 15 in Indianapolis and Kokomo, feeling like 14 in Lafayette, feeling like 16 degrees in Muncie. You will need to bundle up if you're headed out this evening. And continue to watch those neighborhood roads, those side streets, main roads, secondary roads in pretty good shape for us. Temperatures will continue to fall through the teens over the next several hours, actual air temperatures. And then we're expecting single digits early tomorrow morning. Sunrise is at 8:06. No significant snow in that Wednesday forecast to slow you down, but there will be refreezing overnight. So I'd allow a few extra minutes to work in school or to run a few errands early in the day tomorrow. And then check out the temperature trend in that Wednesday forecast. We're going to spend the majority of tomorrow in the teens. Eventual high temperatures close to 20 degrees. The chill is the big concern over the next couple of days. I do want to point out our next weather system approaching late Thursday night. This time around, it's looking a little more disorganized, but it does bring us another snow chance as we get into Friday and Saturday. I'll have a closer look at that timeline and explain why it's going to be colder than it was this morning in a few minutes.
All right, thank you so much, Angela. We appreciate it. And there is still a lot to clean up that has been happening following this snowstorm.
We know Indy DPW crews are out there. They've been out there working on it, but a lot of you are saying, you're telling us, hey, we haven't seen a single plow yet. So our Karen Campbell has been around most of the city looking at these side streets that a lot of people are complaining about, and we are going to hear from her coming up just shortly here in the next few minutes here on 13 News at 4 o'clock.
All right. And of course, you can keep track of these colder temperatures by downloading our WTHR weather app. It gives you the interactive radar hour by hour forecast. You could pinpoint everything that you need to know specifically in your neighborhood. You know, it's a lot for Angela to give each individual forecast of Central Indiana.
So that's why you go to the app. You can get it there.
All right. It's a free download in your phone's app store. Make sure you go ahead and download it.
All right. I want to get to a developing story now out of northern Indiana we've been watching closely today. State police confirm one of their troopers was involved in a shooting in Miami County this morning. It happened near Peru at a mobile home community on State Road 19 near U.S. Highway 24. Now, no officers were hurt, but one person we've learned did go to the hospital. And as of this morning, there were still other people inside that mobile home where the shooting took place. So we're going to update you just as soon as we learn more from that developing story up near Peru.
And a large warehouse fire broke out last night on the city's east side. This happening near East 21st Street. Indianapolis Fire tells us they responded to the call shortly after 10:30 and those brutal temperatures. Now, when firefighters arrived, flames were shooting from the roof at the Al Palomar Auto Body Repair and Granite Customs businesses. The owner, who lives at an apartment inside the warehouse, told investigators he filled an oil heater in the repair shop, and then not long after, he realized something was wrong. So the oil had mixed with gasoline.
That's our main focus, is that everyone is okay, everyone's out of the building. It's unfortunate, you know, so we can use this as a reminder that whatever you're putting in to something, you know, if it's fuel of some kind, just make sure that it's not been mixed with something else. It's an unfortunate situation for these folks here tonight.
Oh, certainly. Thankfully, though, the owner and his two nephews, they made it out okay. Unfortunately, a dog and some puppies were killed in this fire. They are still investigating it.
All right, so we were just telling you about Karen Campbell looking into when snow plows are going to get into some of these neighborhood streets or in and around Indianapolis. Let's get out to Karen. She's live on the road for us this afternoon. Hey, Karen.
Hey there, Destin. Yeah, so we are taking a drive right now on the north side in the Butler-Tarkington area near like West 43rd, West 44th. And if you can see these roads, this is one reason why neighbors tell us that they're concerned about their safety driving on roads like this. They're frustrated. They wonder why their neighborhood streets haven't been cleared. So this is just one area, that we've driven in this afternoon. We also took a drive down on the east side, the far east side, and we want to take you out there and show you some of the footage that we got there. So we want you to check out South Spencer Avenue. This is near English Avenue. It's on the southeast side. Now, this is just an example of the kind of streets Indy DPW says it is hard to get to. Now, crews are covering, we know, more than 4,000 miles of roads in the city, trying to get those main roads cleared first. And crews, of course, they continue working around the clock, those 12-hour shifts. Now, neighbors on this particular street are mostly seniors, from what I'm told. We spoke with Judy Armour. She's 80 years old and says she can't drive down her street because it's simply too slippery. Now, she says hopefully a snowplow will come to their rescue.
It was really bad here yesterday. Like I said, a lot of elderly people live around here, and sometimes they have to get out and do it because no one around here, is able to do it. So we need plow trucks down through here if it's possible.
And Judy Armour says that she has not been able to get out of her street, but she is thankful for neighbors who helped shovel her walkway and clear off the snow in her car to try to make it safe for her to walk, at least from her front door to her car when she needs to. Now, about 2 hours ago, we learned that Indy DPW, and they just posted this again 2 hours ago, that the crews have cleared, they say more than 32,000, or plowed, I should say, more than 32,000 miles. That's a lot. Also, Mayor Joe Hogsett gave us an update about when neighbors could potentially see these side streets cleared in their area. And I'll have that answer for you coming up at 5 o'clock, guys.
Oh, that just takes so much patience. So looking at that live picture there of how snowy those streets still are. Wow.
Yeah, you all slow down and be careful out there, as I know you certainly are. And thanks to your photographer there driving for us. Yep. We appreciate it. Okay, on to more news.
Former President Jimmy Carter is going to lie in state in the U.S. Capitol Rotunda in Washington, D.C. in just a couple of moments, actually.
His remains actually just arrived from Georgia this afternoon. The Capitol will be open to the public tonight through Thursday ahead of Carter's funeral service at the Washington National Cathedral. Now, afterward, his remains will be transported back to Plains for a private internment at the family residence that evening. That's Plains, Georgia.
And this is a live picture right now as they are taking the president's casket, walking it through the streets of Washington, D.C. on the way to the Capitol, where once again his body will lie in the rotunda of the Capitol building. And then the public down in Plains, Georgia, once the former president arrives back in Georgia in his hometown, the public is invited to line the motorcade route as Carter and his family travel through his beloved hometown of Plains as well to the late president's final resting place. Michael Yoshida has more now on Carter's legacy.
Carter's return follows several days of celebrations of his life and remembrances in his home state. People turning out to honor the Plains, Georgia native.
I remember him at my uncle's funeral back in 1988. Yes, my uncle used to work for him in Plains, so I remember him being there. So yes, I was off today, so I couldn't miss it.
A peanut farmer and Navy veteran who would go on to be governor of Georgia before eventually serving as president of the United States from 1977 to 1981. After leaving the White House, Carter's life as a humanitarian cemented his legacy. Countless hours spent working with Habitat for Humanity.
He was a skilled carpenter. He enjoyed building, but I think what really drew and kept them coming back was the feeling of community and making a difference. And he understood so deeply how much it meant for a family to have a home.
Along with efforts of the Carter Center, fighting for human rights and healthcare access for families across the world. Carter, a one-term president turned Nobel Peace Prize winner, remembered for the life he lived in service of others.
Without question, he was a great public servant because of his beliefs, because of his faith, because of the principles that he stood for. I think that'll always be important in remembering Jimmy Carter.
And the 39th president will lie in state in the rotunda here at the U.S. Capitol until Thursday morning. He'll then be transferred to Washington National Cathedral for his national funeral service. After that, he'll return to Georgia, where he'll be put in his final resting place near his home in Plains, Georgia. Reporting in Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida.
All right, and a local couple is also paying tribute to our 39th president.
In fact, they just got back from visiting the Carter Center in Atlanta. Our Jenny Runovich talked with them today, and Jenny, they made it a point to make that trip all the way down to Atlanta.
Yeah, in person, guys. They were really compelled to see this place and honor Carter's life and legacy in person. Honoring him not only for his time as president, but especially his example of life post-politics. So Tony and Flory May live in Fortville, and Tony is a history buff, specifically presidential history. He also has a lot of memorabilia collected and basically his own presidential library at home. He's read at least one of every single U.S. president and has a signed copy of a book by Jimmy Carter. But this couple also feels personally inspired by Carter's life and legacy. They identify with his faith, his humble beginnings, his military roots, his contributions to Habitat for Humanity. And it inspired the Mays to participate in Habitat Builds locally, too. So on their way to travel to see their daughter, the couple made it a point to stop in Atlanta and pay tribute with thousands of mourners at the Carter Center.
People were just dropping off flowers, and they were dropping off teddy bears, and they were dropping off, the head of Habitat for Humanity dropped off a helmet that had a bunch of signatures on it, you know, and so it was just...
and the boiled peanuts.
Yes.
Boiled peanuts everywhere.
You know, so it's just neat to see a lot of people coming and paying their respects.
Yeah, and again, they say it was really special to be there in person. Yeah. They said, you know, we kind of relate to him because they're from a small town. Jimmy Carter's from a small town. They both served in the military. He served in the military. And his life, his legacy has kind of inspired them to, you know what, we want to give back to others too. Absolutely. Which is the legacy you would want, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Jenny Runovich reporting this afternoon. Thank you so much.